It seems kind of weird to post a goodbye video on a YouTube channel that's been dead for over 2 years, but now is formally the time to close the door on the chapter of my life that was the Seeking Stories YouTube channel, and share what's next, as one does in all good goodbye videos on YouTube. So I started the Seeking Stories YouTube channel in 2018 as a way to share my thoughts on creative writing, but the channel soon took on a life of its own and quickly became a booktube channel. For several years, Kristen and I had a blast making videos and doing collaborations with other wonderful creators, but after several hundred videos, I basically got burnout. And while I truly loved the time I had getting to know many amazing booktubers and book lovers in the community, I kind of realized that I just didn't like reviewing books. For me, it took the fun out of reading, always trying to figure out what I was going to say about the book, rather than simply enjoying the book for what it was. So, in the summer of 2023, I quit. I didn't tell anyone. I don't like drama on YouTube, and woe is me, this didn't work out the way I thought it would video just seemed inappropriate, so I just silently stopped posting videos. So why are you making this video now, you might ask? Well, videos and storytelling and filmmaking have always been my first and deepest creative passions, and I'm returning to YouTube in those specific capacities. There is also a special plan for this channel, the Seeking Stories one, but we'll get to that. First and foremost, my primary YouTube endeavor is teaching filmmaking on a currently active channel that I have called The Filmmaking Notebook. The Filmmaking Notebook is where I do deep dives on specific characters, scenes, and shots from movies, really from a teaching perspective, and really delve into my deep love of filmmaking. And whereas I realized that I kind of hated reviewing books, I also realized that I just as much love teaching filmmaking. Secondly, I started a personal channel where I share thoughts on digital minimalism and deep intentional living. The impetus behind this channel is really the battle with anxiety I fought over the last decade or so, and how I've largely overcome it, in part due to basically eliminating nearly all of my phone usage. Being effectively phone and social media free has helped rewire my brain to crave creative projects again, which leads me to the endeavor that I'm most excited about. Oh, and before I forget, I also have a board game YouTube channel with one of my best friends where we kind of teach board games and break down board games, something fun we do on the side, so I can't have too many creative endeavors, obviously. But for this specifically and hopefully epic endeavor, quick backstory that for the last 15 plus years, I've been chipping away at what I was naively planning to be a TV miniseries until I came to the realization that the likelihood of ever having enough funds to produce it, let alone do it justice, was basically never. So I'm recasting the entire project and idea as a series of hopefully epic fantasy novels, and that is what this channel, Seeking Stories, will long-term be dedicated towards. Over the last 2.5 years, I've been world building and plotting and outlining and really having just the most fun in my creative life that I've ever had. The opening trilogy is close to having a finished outline, and I'm roughly 20,000 words into writing the first book. I'm aiming for around 120,000 words per novel, so not a tome by any means, but nothing super short either. The goal is to have book 1 completed at the end of 2026, Lord willing. In this channel, Seeking Stories, is where I'll post updates to these books, and with that, I have a special announcement. But first, and more importantly, a quick shout out and thank you to many of the people who made Kristen and I's time in BookTube so wonderful all those years ago. And I'm sorry in advance if there's anyone I've forgotten, but an extremely special thanks to Madison from Reading Wayfarer, Jason from Old Blues Chapter and Verse, Alan Walker from the Library of Alexandria, Joanna from Joanna Reads, Pete from Ponderings of Pete, Una and Crypto from the Codex Cantina, Leslie from the Nerdy Narrative, our friends from Stormalong 2020, Victoria from A Musical Bookworm, Christy Lewis from Dostoevsky in Space, and Michael Nip. Penny, Graf, Ramsey, Monique, Klaus, Evie, Anitha, Kate, Rich, Tony, you guys made our time on BookTube simply the best. And really, the hardest thing about us leaving BookTube all those years ago was we missed doing things with you guys, and we still do. All of you made our time on BookTube amazing. So thanks to each and every one of you, and to you, if you ever watched any of the Seeking Stories videos in the past, it truly meant the world to me and Kristen. And now for the special announcement. It's actually 2 announcements. The first is that the series prologue for the books that I'm writing is currently available on Substack, linked below. I'm sure it will go through a ton of revisions, but I'm excited to have completed what is effectively a short story that serves as the series prologue to probably the millions of words that I'm going to be writing. And finally, and probably more importantly, I'm working on something that I don't think I've ever seen a book series do before. Alongside the series of books, I'm working on a YouTube mini-series that follows exactly one character on a side quest that ultimately plays an important part to the series as a whole. So readers will be able to learn more about this character and discover extra secrets of the world by following the miniseries. Kristen has an acting and theater background, and I'm excited to announce that she will be playing this character. Production of the miniseries will hopefully begin in roughly 1 year once the first kind of season of scripts is written, and we have to save enough to build some basic sets, props, and costumes. There's a lot of work that needs to be done to get to the point where we can start filming, but we're kind of working in that direction. The hope is that the project will let me dip my toe back into the filmmaking world that Kristen and I just love so dearly. So, those are the updates. I apologize for simply disappearing 2 years ago. I do hope you forgive me for that. And I'm also excited to hopefully reconnect with you with my favorite thing in the world of storytelling. As we used to say all those years ago, until next time, go seek some stories.